Welcome back to Squarespace Circle's How to Become a Web Designer course. We're glad you're here. In our last lesson, Kelsey Gilbert-Kryling shared how to identify and find the right clients for your Squarespace web design services. She also walked us through the art of pitching, helping potential clients see the value in working with you. But now, it's time to shift gears. Instead of talking about strategy, we're going to watch a designer build a website in real time. In this lesson, we're joined by Nerdville founder and educator Jen Maher, an experienced Squarespace designer. Today, she's taking on a mock project, designing a site for a luxury wellness and travel retreat. You'll see exactly how she approaches the site, keeping the client's goals, audience, and brand aesthetic in mind. She'll walk you through her design decisions, from layout and typography to imagery and functionality, all using Squarespace's powerful tools. This is a rare chance to get inside the mind of a pro as she builds. Whether you're new to Squarespace or looking to refine your process, you'll come away with real, practical insights. Build alongside Jen or simply watch as she brings this site to life.
Hi, I'm Jen Maher. I built my first website in 2004 and continued to dabble in website design until 2016, when I left my career as a kindergarten through 8th grade technology teacher and officially started my own website design business. With my love for teaching and training running deep, I've evolved my business model so that I not only build websites for clients, but also offer workshops, training, and support opportunities to both clients and designers alike through something I like to call Nerdville. Since starting Nerdville, I have personally launched more than 500 Squarespace websites and have had my hands on well over 1,000 Squarespace websites through my one-on-one virtual sessions and training. One thing that I've learned through these experiences is that there are many ways to approach designing a site on Squarespace, and that there's absolutely no right or wrong way to get started. In this lesson, I'll show you how considering the structure, flow, and also the client conversion process is just as important as the actual design itself. So without further ado, watch me build a website for a luxury travel and wellness client that offers high-end retreats. Their goal is to ensure that these retreats are truly customizable with options to upgrade experiences. They also want to build solid client relationships that they can nurture, resulting in return customers and more sales of their truly customizable group retreat packages. I always start a site build by customizing the site styles area to fit my client's brand. This sets the foundation for the entire design by allowing us to either customize this area to meet a specific brand kit or easily create our own. With this particular design, I have already uploaded the client's brand colors, but I also want to create subtle variations in color as we scroll down the homepage. So I've customized my section theme options by going into each theme marked with a 2 and making the section background slightly darker than its partner theme. You'll see how this slight adjustment has a big impact on the overall aesthetic as I continue to design. A website's homepage makes a critical first impression for potential customers and should guide them on an intuitive journey down the page toward conversion. I want to immediately grab the customer's attention with a powerful image and some simple yet captivating verbiage in the banner section. I started with a blank section and added a background image. I changed the color of the section so that I can adjust the opacity and make the opening statement stand out. I've also added this divider and removed the stroke to give it a more natural feel, leaning into the client's brand in a simple way that draws the visitor's eye to the next section. I'm adding 2 separate text blocks for my opening statement. I'm doing this because I want to use the scale text feature to make this first word really pop. I have found that many website visitors will scan a page looking for words and phrases that stand out. Tools like scale text and the underline tool come in really handy for this purpose. Now that I've captured the visitor's attention with the first section, it's time to add some powerful supporting information that clearly states what this website is for and why they should continue scrolling. For this section, I used a blank section with a text block. When building a homepage, it's important to provide the right amount of content, enough to engage and educate, but not so much that we overwhelm the visitor. Since this paragraph is a little text-heavy, I'm going to separate it into 2 sections. This will help to trick the eye so that it doesn't appear to have too much verbiage in one small area. I also feel that this bit of text is impactful, so I've decided to make it stand out more by using a bolder background color for this section. I'll also use the underline tool for a little bit more emphasis. Next, let's introduce the features that are my client's biggest selling points. Squarespace offers some amazing pre-built sections, and I really love this one because of the imagery. I used this pre-built section to showcase the first selling point. And then, as I added the second section, I simply swapped the order of the blocks so that they alternate. I'm doing this to continue drawing the visitor's eye down the homepage and create balance. I want my third section to really stand out because one of my clients' primary goals is to upsell these additional experiences in bespoke retreats. For that reason, I've chosen to go with a gallery section with a reel-style slideshow so that I can add multiple images and showcase how customizable these retreats really are. You can find the gallery section in the pre-built image section area. In this case, I adjusted the layout to reduce the height and switch the controls so that they overflow on the sides of the website. We can't add copy directly to gallery sections, so I will show you how to do that so it feels cohesive. I'm going to add a blank section above the image reel. Add a text block and title it Curated Experiences. In this case, the client didn't give me any verbiage for this section, so I'm going to use Squarespace's built-in AI tool to give us some placeholder verbiage. I'm just going to toss in a prompt, and it will provide me with some really great placeholder copy that my client can adjust as needed. You may notice that this section doesn't quite look like it goes with the image reel section below. First, I'm going to adjust the color of this top section to match the gallery section. Next, I'm going to toggle off fill screen and move the text block down a bit. It now gives the appearance of being one solid section. And just like that, we are ready to showcase our retreat offerings. Again, I will be using a Squarespace pre-built section. I really love this particular section because of the accordion drop-down menus. Accordion blocks help us provide important information without making the website look cluttered with copy. To customize this section, we'll swap out the images and the placeholder text. I attached a link to each of the product images so that they go directly to the appropriate retreat page if someone clicks an image. But I also want to provide a very clear opportunity for the visitor to take action and book. I have created a CTA or call to action section that includes compelling copy and a button linked to the store page that contains all of the retreats. I really want this section to stand out, so I'm making it a darker color. I'm also going to add a divider to this section as well as to the one above it to give it a unique shape. By using the curve divider and clicking flip, I can really make it come together. I'm adding a pre-built testimonial section. From there, me or my client can copy and paste client reviews into it later. For now, I just need to adjust the background color of this section so that it's cohesive with the rest of the site. Lastly, I want to add a place to capture the names and email addresses of any website visitors that are interested but not quite ready to commit. For this section, I simply added a background image, added a parallax scroll effect for a little extra visual impact, and topped it off with a newsletter block. My client will now be able to nurture those relationships through Squarespace email campaigns. Before we leave the homepage, let's review the section background colors so that you can see why I decided to edit the specific themes in my color palette. By slightly adjusting the section color for all of my themes marked as a 2, I've been able to create an ombre-like effect that allows the visitor to notice that each section is independent without having an abrupt or jarring transition. I've saved those more abrupt transitions for areas that I really want to stand out, like the CTA section. Fantastic! Our homepage is done, so let's talk about setting up the client's offerings as products. I have added a new product page and preloaded the retreat offerings. I also created a separate store page for add-ons, which I'll explain a little bit later. I added a new product, in this case a group event, and then copy and pasted the client's description. I added a thumbnail image and the pricing. Now I need to give our customers the opportunity to select the dates that they want to attend. We can do this by adding variants to our product. In this case, I chose to list the actual retreat dates in the description, and I'm using spring, summer, fall, and winter as the session options. But you can certainly choose to name them by dates instead. My client wants to give each attendee the option to customize their experience by offering add-on services. Since I've already created these add-on services, all that I have to do is select the ones that I want to appear with this product. Let's publish this retreat and customize the styling of the actual product page. I'm switching the product page layout to the half layout. I like this layout for this particular client because the imagery is so powerful. And it also pulls those add-on services up just below the Add to Cart button so that they're more likely to get selected. Let's take a peek at the end user experience. When you visit the Book Your Experience page, you'll see the 3 primary retreat offerings, nice and streamlined. A customer simply clicks the retreat experience that they want, selects their session, and adds it to their cart, and customizes the retreat with add-on services. This brings me to why I didn't put the add-on services into the main store. If I had, they would all appear on this main store page, confusing to the customer and looking cluttered. This is especially poignant as I consider my clients' long-term goals and understand that they will want to offer numerous add-on experiences. I want to give the visitors several ways to book their retreat, so I've enabled the header button and linked it to the store page. I'm also going to add a button to my home banner section to give returning customers a quick and easy way to book their next retreat. For this button, I'm choosing the tertiary button. I love using Squarespace button packs because I can make extra design adjustments like this with one simple click. Now that the homepage and the products are done, we can go behind the scenes and talk about how Squarespace makes the entire process seamless for your client and their customers alike. I love Squarespace email campaigns and have created some automations that have been customized for each retreat that we're offering. For instance, when someone purchases the Epic Adventure Retreat, the automation will be triggered and the customer will receive a beautiful email without my client ever having to lift a finger. This email contains important links to pages in the Not Linked section of the website, such as intake forms that ask questions about dietary restrictions, allergies, and more. Here's where it gets amazing. When someone makes a purchase, their contact information is immediately added to the contacts panel. When someone signs up through the newsletter block or completes a form, their submission is added to their respective folder in the contacts panel. This means my client can easily access information about a contact in just seconds. They can gather and store information that empowers them to really know and understand their audience and nurture and build relationships with them. There are so many valuable features within the selling and marketing tools in Squarespace, so I highly suggest that you take a deep dive on your own and discover how you can set them up for your clients in various situations. One of the last but most important things that we need to do to get this client's website ready is to help them set up Squarespace payments. By using Squarespace payments, my clients will give their customers multiple options to pay, including the ability to break up their retreat fee into multiple payments. Using Squarespace payments also gives my client the ability to create and send customized invoices, which will come in really handy when they start selling those truly bespoke experiences to the return customers. And that does it. I hope this has given you some insight into how fun it can be to create a beautifully powerful Squarespace website. There are so many amazing things that Squarespace can do for both you and your clients. So I encourage you to dive deep, explore, and most importantly, join Circle so you have the support and knowledge of our entire community as you evolve and grow.